going to show you today how I set up my zucchini last year to have zucchini all through the winter. Now it's not going to work if you're in the snow or if you're in an area that freezes. We don't freeze. This wall does help a little bit keeping it warm for the winter, but I actually had zucchini growing other parts of the yard last year that were out in the middle of the yard, as long as I had been feeding them in the method I'm doing now. But if you're in an area where you don't get a really hard frost, it should work. If we end up with a couple days of frost, I'm going to come out here with blankets and start covering these things. But I'm going to show you how I grew these so big. Again, it probably will only work in certain areas of Southern California or where you have a microclimate where you don't freeze. I want to show you something what I did about a week ago only. See the tub over there? It's a flower pot. A tree came out of it. I'm composting in place there. What it's doing is it's feeding this zucchini plant. Let me move these buckets real quick because I'm working. See these two? Look how tiny they are. They're all the same age. That plant, within days, ended up with a trunk on it about that big and full of flowers and zucchini because of the compost that's breaking down. Now, let me show you what I do. Yeah, another shirt with a pocket. I can't handle zucchini leaves because of the spikes. It bothers my hand, so I'm always got these shirts with pockets I make so I can stuff everything in it. Like I said, I've put my dog in it and things. I made the pockets actually on these shirts because I volunteer at the school, and sometimes we go on field trips, and I have a list of kids that are with me. So I keep the list in here so I make sure I have all the kids. Anyways, I'm going to set up another one because this one is doing so good. Look at the leaves on it. Look at the size of the leaves compared to the size of these leaves. And that's only because of the composting in place right next to where the plant is growing out of. My goal, which I did last year, was to have squash growing all winter. I froze some and I never had to use it. I had squash all winter. Zucchini. I don't believe you can do this with any type of pumpkins, but you can do it with zucchini. It worked for me. So what you do is you trim off, like these are all old. Get rid of all that. Doesn't really need that one either. It's turning yellow. There's a bunch of them. I might as well get them while I'm doing this right now. I'm here. Get them out. Chop them up a little bit. This bucket is full of all kinds of stuff from my garden that I trimmed. Yeah, maybe one more. Like I said, it's spiky, so I use, these cheap rubber gloves on it because it really does do a number on my hands. Okay, I put some tooling here, by the way, just so the animals won't chew on the trunk. Look, there's another leaf we can take. And that's to protect the trunk of the zucchini, because like I said, my goal is I want this thing to grow all winter and produce zucchini. Last winter, I had zucchini the whole time. I was giving it away. Now, what I'm going to do with this, let me get in here without killing anything, is here's another pot. It's simply going to be sitting in there. Okay, let's get this out of the way. I don't need this right now. And I'm going to kind of brush the dirt a little bit away. I know I brought this up in one of my other videos. We used to use horse, donkey, and llama manure. I don't want it anymore. I have found out by using manure, you end up with Bermuda grass, and it's just so, oops, well, I broke that. So hard to get rid of. I'm just going to use from now on everything out of my garden, and that's it. Just dead leaves, trimmings, and everything. You sit that in there. You put in all of this, push it in. Let's see if you can zoom in a little bit and see that. And then the next thing I'm doing is kitchen scraps right on top. There's everything in here. There's eggshells, there's broccoli stems, coffee grinds, just on top. Even threw a toilet paper roll in there, onions, but leaves. That's it. Now, what I do is I prefer to grab a little bit of wood chips. Look how beautiful the soil is here. I don't want to disturb too much. Oh, look at that. What kind of grub? I'm not sure. But anyways, oh, there's earthworms. This is amazing to think this thing was, wow. This is just sitting right here. Look at the earthworms. But anyways, I'm just going to throw a little bit on top, cover that up, and now I'm going to water it. What's going to happen in the next few days is that's going to leach into the ground where these two plants are growing. I'm going to trim them back a little bit. These two plants will be as big as that one. I should be able, out of these 3 zucchini plants, I'm going to have all the zucchini I need for the winter. So if you've got an established zucchini plant, it's got to be established. You can grow them now, but I don't think it's going to work. If you have an established zucchini plant, try to do some composting in place. Stick any bucket, a small one, big one, you can go smaller than that. Water it. The earthworms will come. Obviously, they're all over here. But I just threw a handful in there. And that's going to leach out every day when I water it. It's going to feed these 2 plants here because they've been picking up a little bit off of that. The first one that I put up about a week ago, but now they're going to have their own. So those 2 here will feed off of that one. That one will be able to get all its own, and I can put more on top. I can come back and put more kitchen scraps. So that's it, and just kind of a tip. Try it, see if it works for you, but I'm doing it, it works for me. So have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow.